Hello. War with the First French Empire under Napoleon began in 1803. A Royal Naval Squadron commanded by Horatio Nelson, now promoted to Vice Admiral, were keeping watch on French ports. At Toulon, the main French base in the Mediterranean, Nelson didn't impose a blockade but kept a distance to try and entice the Franco-Spanish fleet to venture out where they could be engaged. Napoleon's plan was for the French and Spanish ships to wait for an opportunity to slip out unnoticed, and while the British fleet searched, to rendezvous in the Caribbean before returning in force to lift a British blockade of Brest and, combining with the fleet there, take control of the Channel. For the 2 weeks Napoleon believed he needed in order to land an invasion force of up to 150,000 men, crossing in troop barges. Taking advantage of a storm blowing Nelson's squadron out of position, the French Admiral Pierre-Charles Villeneuve left Toulon. Finding the enemy had sailed, Nelson set off in pursuit. Intelligence received at the Admiralty enabled Admiral William Cornwallis, who was blockading Brest, and a Royal Navy squadron led by Vice Admiral Robert Calder to intercept Villeneuve in the Atlantic, forcing him to head for Spain. With French and Spanish ships now gathering at Cadiz, a Royal Naval fleet was sent to keep watch. On the 15th of September 1805, Nelson, on board HMS Victory, a first-rate ship of the line carrying 104 guns under Captain Thomas Hardy, with a small squadron, sailed for Cadiz to take command. On the 21st of October, the Franco-Spanish fleet of 33 warships came out of harbour, setting the stage for the Battle of Trafalgar. Admiral Villeneuve was aboard his flagship, the Bucentaur. Nelson flew the now famous flag signalling, "England expects that every man will do his duty." The Royal Navy, with 27 ships of the line, were outnumbered. Rather than adopt the orthodox line of battle, Nelson decided on the surprise tactic of cutting the enemy line in 3. Facing sustained heavy fire, HMS Victory sliced through the line in front of the Bucentaur, disabling the French flagship with a devastating broadside. The Franco-Spanish fleet was destroyed at Trafalgar. There would be no invasion. No British ships were lost, but there were heavy casualties, including Nelson, wounded by a French sniper and dying from his injuries 3 hours later. Exactly what Nelson said to Captain Hardy in his final moments has been the subject of much debate, settled, I believe, by the late Dr. Colin White, historian and former director of the Royal Naval Museum, who concluded, based on eyewitness accounts, that he did indeed say, "Kiss me, Hardy." Nelson's body was put into a 250-gallon water cask called a liga, filled with brandy, normal practice with the bodies of senior naval officers at the time. News of the battle and of Nelson's death was brought to England by HMS Pickle, a 10-gun Royal Navy schooner used mainly in a reconnaissance role. After lying in state in the Painted Hall at Greenwich Hospital, Nelson's coffin was taken along the Thames to the Admiralty building in Whitehall, before a procession to St Paul's Cathedral the following day, where a state funeral was held. Since 1974, the journey of HMS Pickle delivering the news from Trafalgar has been celebrated by petty officers with an annual dinner. Commissioned officers marked the battle itself a week or so later. HMS Victory is the only Royal Navy warship of the period to survive. Now moored in the historic dockyard at Portsmouth, she serves as both a museum and as the flagship of the First Sea Lord. I shall take a closer look at HMS Victory next time. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons and click on the notification bell to be informed when the next video is available, or you can subscribe by clicking on the rose window over my shoulder.